My family is from Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico. I moved here when I was 3. Lived in Arizona my whole life. We didn't have everything we wanted growing up, but we definitely didn't need anything. And it was like a great household. I couldn't ask for anything more. So. Growing up, 17, 18, I always wanted to be a mechanic. I would always be in there in the garage, trying to do stuff. And then I started watching Food Network, and I'm like, oh, this is like an art form. This is different from what my mom feeds us every day, right? And I asked every single girl that I knew in high school who would they rather date, a mechanic or a chef. Not one of them said a mechanic. When I told my dad whether I want to be a mechanic or a chef, the one thing that he said was, if you become a mechanic, you're going to be dirty. But if you become a chef, you're always going to be clean. So that was the description of my dad on how to convince me to be a chef over a mechanic. I did it literally because all the girls said, date a chef over a mechanic. This is probably the most meaningful award that I could have gotten right now, because when Monica called me saying that I was getting this award was the exact same time me realizing that it's okay for me to tell people that I'm Hispanic and I own the restaurant. So for me, it's like, are you selling your restaurant and you want people to go because of what your restaurant represents and what it makes people feel like? Or do you want people to go to your restaurant because you're a minority and you want them to support a minority-owned business? So I was super against that. And now what I want to do is show people, and especially in the Hispanic community, that you can do more than just clock in, clock out. So hopefully, they get inspired, because this is the only fine dining restaurant in Arizona owned by a minority. It's the only restaurant in the state of Arizona that has a level 2 wine spectator award owned by a minority. This is the only fine dining restaurant in the state of Arizona where the owner is 32 years old. So this is a first for many things. So now that I'm more comfortable in telling people my name is Ivan, I'm Mexican, and I own an Anhelo restaurant.